What's going on, guys? Blazing here, and welcome back to the channel. Man, you know what? We're just gonna get right into it today. We are going to talk about the polymorph, quote unquote, nerf, whether it's really a nerf, whether it's a divide between the pay to win and the free to play aspect of the game, and who it's benefiting more. So let's address the elephant in the room. It is going to be a huge divide between the pay to win and the free to play players, and it is going to benefit the pay to win players more. Now, I know there's a lot of people out there that's saying, no, it's affecting the pay to win players in a bad way and the free to play players in a good way. That is not true. Okay. When you're in top arena, you're in a total different league. You're in a total different aspect of the game. If you're trying to compete in that, it is very heavily pay to win. And I can assure you that it is. Now, that doesn't mean you cannot place in Plat Arena. I know Final Compachi, who is free to play, $14 free to play, by the way. That's not a shot at him, but he has placed in Plat Arena. Boozer is another one who has placed in Plat Arena as a free to play account. Do understand, though, that these accounts have been around for years. They haven't been around for a couple of weeks, months. You know, they've been around for 2-3 years. So they've acquired the gear over the time to be able to place in this. Now, let's get to where the divide is happening and where the issue is, right? The issue is going to be Plarium is, over the last week, throwing out offers like this. We had one offer in the shop yesterday that was for 800 modal soulstones. Now, you are going to see, and especially myself, I did one too, and I have more of them coming out, soulstone videos, right? Because, you know, we put them out there, people enjoy them, people like to see them. Doesn't mean we condone, and I don't think there's any content creator out there that's going to say we condone you spending. We do it because you guys like to see it. You know, we put out content. That's what we're here for. We're here to entertain. So, you know, we're not, don't ever understand and take it as a thing where the content creator is trying to pressure you into doing anything or buying anything. No content creator is ever going to do that. It is hurting the community. It is going to hurt them, and it doesn't help. Now, but again, back to the point, we are being heavily pushed by Plarium to buy these packs. Again, you don't have to. Don't feel like you have to. I'm not saying you have to. But that said, pay-to-win players are going to buy these, right? And when they're buying these, they're not buying, you're right, they're not going to buy the champion you need off the bat. What you're buying is the RNG. Now, sometimes the luck may be in your favor, whether you're free to play or pay to win. It is all different. What the pay to win player is getting, though, is they're acquiring these stones, right? And the essences. So eventually, this shop is going to give them, if they're buying so many, they're going to land on champions that have 4 and 3 blessings on them already. So it's only going to be a matter of time if they already haven't purchased out of the shop the 5 and 6 star. Now, that is going to be why it's affecting the free-to-play player more than the pay-to-win. Now, let's get into the accuracy aspect of this quote-unquote nerf, right? As a lower-end plat player or a lower-end gold 5, mid-range gold 5 player, you are not going to be able to compete against an account like mine, where if I am basically running 800 resistance or 800 accuracy on my account, your account isn't going to be able to have the same thing unless you've been playing for a while, right? If you've been playing for a long time, you may have these certain stats to be able to compete against an account like mine or someone else's in the top, 100, 200. So the accuracy that's needed now is going to be an issue. Let's take Duchess, for example. Duchess is not built with any accuracy in her build, right? But if you had a 3-star polymorph blessing and it was the only one on your team, you would be putting Sheep, which gave you a decent chance at being able to compete in higher end gold 5, low end plat with having a Duchess with a Sheep. Now, with this new way that they're introducing it for the accuracy check, guess what? Duchess is no longer going to be taking the polymorph blessing. She is most likely going to be taking intimidating presence or something else. Now, champions like Harima, who you tend to maybe build with a little bit of accuracy, right, are probably going to get built with a little more accuracy now. Champions like Yumiko, champions like Kaimar, champions like Warlord, they're not going to be running intimidating presence anymore or temporal chains. They're going to be running, if they have high enough blessing, they're going to be running polymorph, right? Because they have the accuracy to land at. And chances are they're probably going to be closer to the front, right? Unless you're running a, full resist or a full speed team, whatever it might be. The meta is going to change now, right? So Towers and Marishka may not be as big as an issue as they've been, but this is going to change a lot of things. So you are going to have this is really growing the divide between the pay to win and the free to play player. And this nerf, right? And it is, I know some people are saying that it's not a nerf, some people are saying it's a buff and whatnot. No, it is a nerf. It was just a cheap way of Plarium copping out, right, on trying to fix what they should have done with this blessing in the beginning. Now, what you could do, or what they should have done, right, is made it so you could have had it like temporal, intimidating presence. Intimidating presence, you can only have one of these blessings, right, in the team, right? It says it right here. Multiple champions on the same team of intimidating presence, only one will work if the champions on the same team have both the same intimidating presence. So if they made it so it's not stackable, so if I'm running one polymorph, that's all I should be able to run. I shouldn't be able to have, and I'll give you a great example here. I'll show you my arena defense team. Let's go in here, right? You can see polymorph, polymorph, polymorph. Now, if I'm putting in a different champion here, I'd probably put in another champion with polymorph. So now I've got 5, 3, and a 1-star polymorph. That is the issue. If they had just made it so my polymorph can only be on one champion, it can't be stackable and can't be spread down the line, that would have been fine, right? That would have been what they should have done. What else could they have done? They could have, and shout out to Big Papa Drock here, who made a great point on this. They could have made it so that the accuracy check was needed on all the champions, right? Whether it's a 6-star or whether it's a 5-star, 4-star, 3-star. I think that would have been great. I think putting it as an accuracy check on everything, it is a debuff. You need to land it. Again, they took the easy way out. They did what they did with Brimstone, and that's because Brimstone, people lashed back for a little bit. They complained, but guess what? Nothing changed, right? It just stayed. And all it did is actually gave them more marketing. Believe it or not, Plarium feeds off of the good and bad publicity, mostly the bad publicity, because we are people of curiosity. And so when you go out there and you put out a forum out there on Reddit or on Twitter or on whatever social media platform you use, people are going to see it and they're going to be intrigued and they're going to say, why does this game suck so bad? Why are they saying this? Why are they complaining? Let me try it out. And if they get that one player to come in, play the game, and spend a couple of dollars, Plarium wins. So I'm digressing. I'm going to get back into it. Now, what else could they have done? They could have made it so that the chances of landing polymorph, right, were reduced. They could have made it so polymorph could have had, instead of a 5% chance, could have had a 2.5% chance here, a 5% chance here, a 10% chance here, and a 15 or 12.5% chance. Not that, these chances aren't really insane, but they could have done that. They could have made it so instead of a 2-turn, it was a 1-turn debuff. What they could also do is they could take it and put in some of these other blessings that we don't use, right? Like, what do we have here? Like Life Harvest. They could have taken Life Harvest and they could have put on a chance to reduce or make it so that a champion can cleanse random on a polymorph, right? Just randomly cleanse polymorph of a single champion on your team. I think that would have been fine, right? But they didn't. They took the easy cop out. They went out. They just said, okay, 5 stars and below are going to require accuracy. 6-star, it's a guaranteed. They could have also made it not protected, right? If you're going to keep it at a 2-turn, let us cleanse it, right? If you're going to keep it at the same chances, 20% chance, let me just be able to cleanse it. Or give me a 50-50 chance to be able to cleanse it. Whatever. But this is really not great for the free-to-play game players. It is going to have a divide. It is going to make it even more difficult for free-to-play players to be able to compete in Plat End Arena, to compete in High-End Arena, to even compete in Live Arena, right? And again, it's mostly because the accuracy check. And a lot of accounts aren't going to be able to do and have the same gear as a pay-to-win player, right? It's just facts. It's just facts. But that said, guys, I gave you my thoughts. I told you what my suggestions would be. I would love to hear what you guys think down in the comments below. Let me know, am I wrong? Go ahead, flare me up. Let's have a discussion. But I guarantee you, this is not great for the free-to-play community. This is going to be more of a pay-to-win thing. They're going to buy the soul stones. They're going to get to them before anybody else. And, you know, the only good part is it's going to allow us to use different blessings on the team. Champions, you know, you may actually, depending on how of a star you have, like my UDK here, I may have to increase how much accuracy I have on him now, right? I run about 200 accuracy on him. Now I may have to run 500-600 accuracy. And then, you know, there's also a few people that are going around saying that there is, you know, resistance is going to come back into the thing. It may not. You know, it's going to be really tough to try to figure out what the meta is going to be and what the right balance is going to be. But again, it is a nerf for the free-to-play player. It is not a nerf for the pay-to-win player. The pay-to-win player is always just going to get to those things faster. I'm sorry, Plarium, get back on the drawing board. Figure this out, listen to your community, get out there and fix this. We've given you suggestions. Stop taking the easy way out. As always, guys, much love, much appreciation. Be safe, be well, be good to each other, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.